recently approved financing for a connection between Zambia and Tanzania, for example, will open power trade between eastern and southern regional power pools for the first time and enable north-south transcontinental power trade. Ladies and gentlemen, I think key to the success of Mission 300 is the leadership of African governments in creating the enabling environment to transform the energy sectors. At the Mission 300 African Energy Summit in Dar es Salaam in January this year, 12 African countries launched detailed national energy compacts to accelerate energy access in a reliable, affordable, and sustained manner. The national compacts include ambitious and yet achievable targets for access to electricity and clean cooking, increasing renewable energy, and increasing private sector participation. More importantly, they outline concrete reform commitments to enable affordable power generation, regional integration, and expand distributed renewable energy access. The reforms also encourage private sector investments and ensure the financial viability of utilities. The World Bank Group and the African Development Bank are supporting the leadership of African countries to deliver on their ambitious reforms and to build from success stories we have already seen across the region. Take Kenya, for example, where they have more than doubled electricity access by creating an enabling environment for private sector investments to expand renewables in remote areas, and it's on track to reach 100% access and 100% renewable electricity supply by 2030. And in West Africa, in Sierra Leone, Chad, Togo, and Liberia, they recently launched Africa's first multi-country competitive grid-connected solar power bid tender, cutting costs by over 70% and boosting their generation capacity by more than 25%. Looking ahead, governments will continue to implement their ambitious reform commitments and leverage increased concessional resources to usher in more private sector financing. Governments will need to pass new laws, update regulations, and communicate on the reforms they're implementing to connect more people to electricity, keep costs down, and boost reliability. We're looking forward to working with many additional African countries that have already expressed interest in developing their own national energy compacts. Many are already underway and should be finalized later this year. As Mission 300 grows, policy reforms and concessional financing are paving the way for the private sector to seize vast opportunities to invest in what I call win-win solutions that bring electricity to Africans and advance their bottom line at the same time. With Mission 300, we're bringing together firm government commitments to reform with increased concessional financing to unlock private investment in a way that has never been done before. Together, we are making it happen. For 300 million people in Africa, access to electricity will mean not just having lights in their houses, not just a better quality of life, but also more opportunities. It will mean better learning and education for children. It will mean better growth and more and better jobs. Together, we can power up Africa. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for that rousing speech. Well, as private sector representative, I can only appreciate every word from start to finish. Thank you very much. Now is the turn to invite Mr. His Excellency, Ambassador of the European Union to Uganda, Mr. Sadek. The floor is yours.
Okay, thanks a lot, David. It's great to be here with such an energetic audience, room full of energy today. Let me start by greeting, first of all, our Honorable State Minister for Energy and Mineral Development, Sidronius Okasai Opolot. I see we have clean shoes today, because last time we met was a couple of weeks ago. They were full of mud because we were walking in the rural areas looking at rural electrification. It's good to see you here, Minister, today with clean shoes. Also, of course, our host from the Alliance of Rural Electrification, the CEO, David Lecoq, and representatives from the German Ministry for Development and from GIZ, both from Germany and here locally. We have members of the diplomatic corps and international organizations. I see the UNDP representative here, IFC representation here, many others. Most welcome all of you to Uganda. And of course also to all the private sector representatives that are here today, both from Africa, from Europe and elsewhere. A warm welcome to all of you to Uganda. Media representatives, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great privilege and a pleasure really for me to address you at the Energy Access Investment Forum 2025, organized for the first time here in Kampala. And it's a great honor for the European Union to be a co-host of this event. And what could be a better setting for all of us than to be here at Speke Resort with the beautiful Lake Victoria as a background. I'm sure you agree, especially those of you who are not in Kampala every day like some of us. So I would like to extend right away my sincere thanks to the Honorable State Minister Opolot, and our steadfast partner, the Alliance for Rural Electrification, for their invaluable support in organizing this event. Ladies and gentlemen, let me start by acknowledging the progress that has been made. Since last forum, we have seen a series of promising developments and bold commitments with the World Bank initiative that we heard about just now, the Mission 300 and its Energy Summit in Dar es Salaam standing out as the latest significant advance in tackling Africa's energy challenges. This summit reaffirmed the urgency of reaching universal energy access across Africa by 2030, with several countries pledging substantial investments. It reaffirmed the vital role of public-private partnerships and the transitioning to clean energy to combat climate change. It showcased cutting-edge technologies such as mini-grids and energy storage systems, essential for overcoming energy poverty and improving grid reliability. Additionally, it promoted clean cooking solutions, directly improving the health and well-being of women and children. Yet, challenges persist. Funding gaps, infrastructure hurdles, and regulatory delays threaten our progress. The cost of clean energy systems development goals and climate objectives, both within innovation to unlock potential, and 3, supporting robust investment and sustainability frameworks. Sustainable energy is a key priority. The European Union has driven the global pledge for renewables and energy deploy at least 50 gigawatts of additional renewable energy capacity, providing electricity to at least 100 million Africans by 2030. Over 20 billion euros for 2021 to 27 has been pledged under the Team Europe approach, meaning the European Union institutions and our member states, including 3.4 billion euros in EU grants. This funding will leverage private investments via guarantees and blending. The Africa-Europe Green Energy Initiative supports a holistic investment package in renewable energy, energy efficiency, just transition, and greening local value chains. Our commitment to collaboration with the African Union, the East African Community, and Uganda, and the private sector remains stronger than ever. And I think the Honourable State Minister knows about the Team Europe commitment to the rehabilitation of the Nalubale Chira hydropower plant, for example, or as I mentioned, our joint mission the other week to the rural areas to look at the last mile connectivity that we are also investing in. Finally, a call to action. Honourable State Minister, access to energy is vital for development. Achieving the 2030 Agenda's target of universal energy access requires urgent action. We of the European Union are committed to doing our part. Let's intensify our cooperation to ensure all communities have timely access to energy. President, the European Commission President von der Leyen, alongside South African President Cyril Ramaphosa, launched the global campaign Scaling Up Renewables in Africa at the G20 summit in November 2024. And this campaign aims to mobilize public and private investments, accelerate renewable energy projects across Africa, support access to affordable energy, and help cut global emissions together. Together, we can make this vision a reality. Ladies and gentlemen, this forum is a springboard for accelerating action, a hub for bold ideas, and a powerful catalyst for progress. I'm confident that our discussions will propel us towards a sustainable and inclusive future. So in closing, I would like to extend my deepest gratitude to the Alliance for Rural Electrification and all partners involved. Together, let's channel our collective efforts to make sustainable energy access a reality for all. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
It's my honor to have invite the Minister of State for Energy, Honorable Okasai Sidonis Opolot, for his official opening of our conference. Mr. Minister, the floor is yours.
Good morning. I note we have a minister from Mali. I must recognize her. Your Excellencies, government representatives, development partners, the private sector, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm so delighted to Kampala, and we are starting late. It is because of the jam. That time there was no traffic jam. Today everywhere you are stopped, every now and then. Nevertheless, I'm actually delighted to be here, and I wish to welcome all of you to Uganda and to this site, just sitting next to the shores of Lake Victoria. There is no better place to be. So I welcome you all to this 10th edition of the Energy Access Investment Forum in this place. We are privileged to host this important event under the patronage of my ministry in collaboration with the Alliance for Rural Electrification. I note a long list of those who have contributed to this. We thank you for your contribution. And we also realize the large number, big number that we have. As it was articulated by the main organizer of this occasion. This is one of the largest. We carry the responsibility for ensuring our national energy and mineral resources are developed and managed and utilized sustainably to drive social and economic transformation of our country. This forum presents an excellent opportunity to reaffirm Uganda's unwavering commitment to ensuring universal access to clean energy, which is affordable and reliable. And by 2030, we wish to be there. Energy access is much more than just infrastructure. It is a catalyst for productivity, inclusion, long-term development. Uganda's Vision 2040 aims to harness our energy resources to power inclusive growth. The National Energy Policy 2023 provides a roadmap for achieving universal electricity access and 50% access to clean cooking solutions by 2040. We may delay to be there in clean cooking, but we must achieve it by 2030 to have everybody connected to clean energy. While we have made significant strides, we recognize that there is still much work to do. Much work to do. And every one of us, I'm looking forward to your participation. Development partners, public sector, but most importantly, the private sector. Currently, electricity access in Uganda stands at 60%, with 22% connected to the national grid and 38% relying on off-grid solutions. These figures remind us of both of our progress and the challenges ahead of us. This forum, however, provides a platform for turning these challenges into opportunities, and I invite all investors to join us in transforming these numbers into tangible progress for the people of Uganda. In line with the energy transition plan, we are diversifying our energy mix. Yes, the World Bank said we are 90% renewable. but we have unexploited natural resources which we must exploit to achieve our dreams. We have prioritized the development of non-hydro renewables, particularly solar, and have established mechanisms such as power purchase agreement, PPAs, and feed-in tariffs to unlock opportunities for the private sector participation in our energy journey. While hydro remains important to us, we are keen to tap into the potential of geothermal, which we have in one part of our country, one region, nuclear, because we have what it takes to get the nuclear fuels, waste to energy, and biofuels, including wind. Our commitment to just energy transition is reflected in the policies that focus on affordability and equity. The electricity connection policy ensures free connections, especially for the lower segment of the society, low-income households. And our Additionally, we continue to tackle system losses, encourage public-private partnerships, and welcome private investments to help us enhance the efficiency of transmission and distribution, without forgetting balancing the distribution and the generation. Many times we forget, we concentrate on transmission and distribution and forget you cannot share food which is not there. So I thank my partner, the EU. They have gone into where we have got to balance the generation and distribution. We have one of the oldest dams, and the EU is putting in a hand to rehabilitate. But as we are discussing that, we should not just be putting it to where it is and where it was. Because when you follow where Nalubale and Kira, it is just at the entrance, when the exit of the river, and then downstream, we're actually generating more power. We have been discussing and challenging ourselves. If it is the same amount of water, why should we be generating more power downstream than at the source? We have just launched Karuma hydropower plant, which is downstream, which is generating over 600 megawatts. Two dams are seated side by side, and we're generating not more than 400 megawatts, 300 or so megawatts. New technologies are available. New systems are available. We should be generating more electricity in those two dams. We're also mindful of the ongoing reforms within the power sector. The decision not to renew one of our largest distribution concessions has raised questions in people's minds. But as a country and as a ministry, this transition has been well managed. And you may note, on the day of the handover, we also announced the lowering of tariffs. About a 14% reduction of tariff on the day of change of concession. It gives us an opportunity to learn lessons, and we would wish to have this. But usually at that point of transition, you expect all types of challenges. The management, the movement of engineers, transfers, and getting the right mindset. These are the challenges which we are facing. But to us, it is well managed. And I would wish to assure everyone that with the policies and the determination of the ministry, everything will be fine. In addition, Uganda's Investment Code Act of 2019 strengthens our commitment to fostering an investor-friendly environment, offering tax incentives, protections, and guarantees for both local and international private sector. And it's important to emphasize the peace that we enjoy in the country. Apart from the security that has been intensified as we get in here, elsewhere you can drive around the country peacefully. As we strive towards energy targets, we are calling on global investors to partner with us to scale up the transmission infrastructure. And Uganda is centrally located, and for about 2-3 years, we have actually been chairing the East African Power Pool. Uganda is a hub. Uganda is central to the East African Power Pool countries, about 13 countries, and the location of Uganda is critical. Developing infrastructure and the connectivity with our neighbors, we give it a priority. We thank the World Bank for supporting us on some of the lines, transmission lines. We thank African Development Bank, the latest project which they have just approved, connecting South Sudan, Uganda to Southern Sudan, taking electricity and electrons from Karuma to South Sudan. We are looking at connecting Uganda to the DRC, and we already think and actually strengthening our connections to Tanzania, and we're also strengthening our transmission lines to Kenya, meaning we can go beyond just the neighboring countries. For example, in supplying electricity to South Africa, if we have access with the connectivity to Tanzania improved and Tanzania connected to the South African grid, it balances and we shall not have power shortages, and the market is big. And this is the area to invest. We have got to enhance the distribution systems and unlocking the full potential of productive energy use, not only in Uganda, but in the East African power pool countries. We believe that with the right investments, Uganda energy sector can achieve sustainable growth, stimulate economic opportunities, and create jobs for generations to come. Our vision is clear. Our policies are in place. Our commitment to ensuring energy access for all remains unwavering. We invite you to work with us as we build the future of energy in Uganda and among the East African power pool countries. With that, I wish all of us a fruitful discussion and productive deliberations over the coming days as we work together to power the future, to make sure that the Africans actually get where they should be amidst the vast resources that they have. And yet, many Africans remain outside the clean energy. Thank you for listening to me. And our motto as a country, I say all this for God and my country. Thank you very much.
Webale Minister and Mwebale Nio to the audience. That concludes our opening remarks of this morning. And so I now will invite my colleague Lynn Wesonga, who is there in the first row, sitting on the ARA Board of Directors, to officially open the inaugural high-level panel. Lynn,